But you already know the vibes in the show, bro. I won't keep you too long. It'll be like me and you, just like when I came up to Germany type shit, like we were on the couch, straight vibes, conversation. If you got extra stories, feel free to share. You got questions for me, ask questions type shit. You know how it is.
Sure.
Bet. I'm gonna start this right in a minute. All right, let's get it.
Recording in progress.
What's good, footy fans? Got my hometown childhood friend, my guy, legend Gyau, man. It's an honor. Man's traveled all over the world. Fun fact between us, I went to Germany for my sister's 21st birthday, visited my guy, did a podcast episode way back in 2018. Y'all go check that out. But my guy, it's an honor, my man. How you living? How's Vegas treating you?
Chilling, bro. It's hot, man, but we still making it work, man. We still making it work.
I already know, man. Dive into us real quick. How's the family enjoying Vegas? How are you enjoying Vegas? I know it's your second year now, but, transition to the West Coast. How's that for you guys?
I'm not gonna lie, the family loves it, man. Before this, we were in Sweden. It was cold and gray every day, so now it's the complete opposite. It's sunny every day. Obviously, it's a little hot, but my daughter's making friends. She's about to start school in August. We just had our second in February. My wife's got friends now, so West Coast is feeling a little bit like home.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, bro. It's already getting that old, man. Time's flying.
It's moving.
So you were the captain last season, took the guys all the way to the Western Conference Finals versus Colorado. Just talk to us a little bit. Come from Vegas, who's traditionally second to last place, and here you are in your first year with the team, going to the Western Conference Finals. How'd you get the group together, and how was that run? Talk to us a little bit about that.
So I was like maybe the second. I think I was the second oldest on the team. So we were doing it by seniority.
Okay.
Chaz was the first captain. Amro was second. I was third. But we had a great locker room last year, man. We had a lot of good personalities that really gelled together. It wasn't like the locker room was split or anything like that. So it was really one of those situations where like you're on the field playing with a bunch of homies, which is not often the case.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not usually like that where you can really look to the left and look to the right and be like, I have no problem doing the extra run for my guy, or if my guy's feeling this guy back, So that was good, and just to be the first team in Vegas history to make the playoffs.
Come on, man.
Western Conference Final. It was a big deal, especially with how we came into the season. Like they wiped the roster clean, new staff, new everything, clean slate, and we made it work.
How was that Western Conference Finals with Colorado? You guys almost had them, honestly.
Well, honestly, that's one of the ones that I'm still a little bit, feel weird about, because I feel like we definitely could have won. Because of the run of form that we were in, the players that we had, I feel like a couple of decisions were off. We could have got the title because Rhode Island was in the final. We would have ended up watching them guys because they were going to have to come to Vegas to play.
Yeah.
It would have been cooked.
Yeah.
But that's footy, man. That's how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. Transition to this year, though, how has it been, in your second year? I know it's a bit of a different season for you guys, losing some star players as well, too, but how's the second year going for you?
The second year is okay. It's been a little rocky. We already went through one coach.
Yep.
Then we have our assistant, the interim, and he got a red card last game. And then, like, the GM had to be our coach. So that's a little bit of the USL roller coaster for you right there, man. A lot of unexpected things be happening.
Nah, that's big facts, bro. That's why I asked, too, because I don't know how you guys are managing still. You guys are still in playoff contention. I mean, the West is the West. Couple games and you guys are right back in it kind of thing, too. How about yourself, though? You've been dealing with some injuries, with some playing time right now?
No, man. This is actually, I haven't been hurt
Word.
This year.
Good.
Which has been good, Early part of the season, I was playing a lot. Then little coaching changes here and there. You know how that stuff goes. But me being an older guy, it's not really my priority to be starting every game. Like, I'm more so here to help the guys, get some guidance if they need some help with something, show the guys good habits in the locker room, So I come to train every day. I get my thing done. I'm not not really slacking off in practice. So when the other guys are able to see that, and hopefully guys can follow suit. That's kind of like my role now.
True vet now, man. I know exactly what you mean, man. You still gotta guide these boys to some level and show your experience too, and you got a hell of experience. And that's what we're gonna dive into right now, man. So you come from a good football heritage. Grandfather's Ghanaian national team, pops on the U.S. national team, and then he was the only one to win an HBCU championship with Howard as well too. Talk about the upbringing. We've all heard about the workouts. We know how it is in the DMV, but share that for us as well too, and just how it led to who you are today.
Yeah, man, the upbringing was cool, bro. Humble beginnings. To the contrary of what everybody really thinks, I didn't really know my grandpa like that because he was living in Ghana the whole time.
Gotcha.
Not until we went back to Ghana when I was like 10 or 11. That's when I met him for the first time, and I was able to actually, get in contact with him. And later on down the line, we had a good relationship. So like when I was in Hoffenheim, we would do by email. He would email me.
Mm-hmm.
I would ask him some questions and things like that. But coming up was cool, man. Shaq Phillips, his dad and my dad, RIP to Dana, used to be real close. They would be playing in their little, Caribbean League games, and I would see Shaq on the sideline all the time, hanging out with guys like Lester. My dad was just training us all the time. We were just together 24/7, working in the summertime. Me and my mom did martial arts. It was just a culmination of a lot of different things. Yeah, bro. I played instruments. I was playing basketball. I was playing football. It was just a lot of different things going on. Just because mom was working, pops was doing the coaching thing 24/7. So whenever I wasn't with them, I was outside, with the guys, and it was good, man. I can't really complain too much about the upbringing.
Hey, that martial arts is crucial. I did Taekwondo myself too, though. I was a black belt. Hey, bro, what? That karate, the stretching, the reflexes, man. That's why it's a lot of times I did karate too. You see the scissors and you see the bicycle kicks with that guy, man. It really goes hand in hand.
Exactly. People don't know.
But so would you say, though, playing more, because kids are also pressed on getting these trainers, academies, this and that. I'm a big advocate of just playing. Would you say playing overall, just being outside every day, kind of just speaks to how you got good technically and who you are today?
Yeah. So it was funny you asked that because I was literally just thinking that earlier. Like when my pops used to train us, it wasn't like how these trainers be training today. It wasn't like all these structured drills and everything like that. It was like soccer, tennis, 1-on-1s, 2v2s, juggling. It was like free play kind of, And now that I'm finding my footing in the little coaching space over here, I'm starting to get back to that because, I was like, I wanted to look a little bit more professional, but like, especially with my younger kids, they don't even need to be doing like drills like that. You really just need to be touching the ball, finding yourself with the ball, and things like that, and it's easy for kids to like be overtraining now.
Oh yeah.
It's like these organized settings, it doesn't even allow you to think for yourself. You're like waiting for somebody to tell you what to do. So yeah, man, the free play, that's a big one, especially when you're like 12 and under.
And I'm glad you brought that up. That's why I wanted you to harp on that some more too, because it's been hurting us, and I think it's hurting kids a little bit more. The structure, gotta have a trainer, gotta do this and that. When at the end of the day, they need to just go out and play. I look at all the time, the Spanish youths are just out there playing, and it's like no wonder they go on the field and they play like they're free. So yeah, man, appreciate you sharing that. So you go from one of the best DMV teams, the Road Runners, going to IMG Academy. How was that transition for you? And then how did even Germany come about when you transitioned to Hoffenheim?
So with the Road Runners, I was with the Road Runners, but like all that time, we were doing ODP, we were doing regional team, stuff like that. We made the 92 ODP team for Maryland, and went out for the regional team. And then you go out for the national team. And ever since the U14, I was consistently making the national team. So like the U.S. Soccer Federation kind of knew who I was. And then when it was time to pick that residency program group, like every time we had an age group, my name was always at the top of each age group. So I was one of the ones that they brought down to do the residency program with the national team at IMG. And then, through that, then you start playing international tournaments. People start seeing, and that's how I got scouted and was able to go to Hoffenheim. So that was pretty much that journey. That's what led me to get overseas.
So you get there, you're filled with a bunch of stars out there, but we're gonna dive a little deeper with it. First off, how did the time going to Hoffenheim change you as a baller? Almost like a boy to a man, especially mentally.
Yeah. So when you get over there, especially at that time, bro, there wasn't no Instagram and there wasn't any of that stuff where it's like you get all the flowers before you even step on the pitch. It was like you get there and you have to actually show why they signed you. And there's no like big red carpet rollout. It's like you're there now and you need to earn that red carpet treatment. So being able to witness that firsthand, that definitely kept me humble and made me want to strive for more. And obviously I was still young too. I was like 17. So it was a small city. There wasn't much to do. So anytime we didn't have practice, or we only had practice once a day, taking the ball. And this is where I actually got immersed in like German football culture. Like I'm taking my ball and I'm going to like these little street soccer courts or little pickup games, and I'm playing with the other kids in the city and stuff like that. And I'm just, getting a feel for what the culture is like. I feel like that definitely helped my game as well, because at that point I was like, it was 24/7 footy, and I had one goal in mind, and that was to be a Bundesliga player. And I could see the stadium from my house, from my apartment.
That's crazy.
Like I'm going to training was on the other side, and the stadium was on this side. So from where my host mother was living, you could see the stadium. And like every Saturday, the first team, they got those games, so I couldn't wait to finally get my chance to call up. So that was kind of like what I was chasing, and that discipline and that work ethic kind of forced me into situations where I had to make decisions whether I'm gonna go to this party with these guys or work on my game and try and level up. So that's where the decision making came, and that's where I felt like I definitely had to grow up early.
And you made these decisions yourself. You're not calling pops, not calling your circle. Wow, at 17 years old.
Right, bro, because you got to think like when I was down there, I didn't have an iPhone. I had this prepaid brick phone with minutes. you got to go
That's
to the store,
true.
load it up. My host mother, for the first few months, she didn't have internet, so it's not like I was Skyping them all the time. I was really just, out there figuring out the game solo.
Man, I appreciate that insight. And you said you witnessed at the club that you had to earn it. Just give us the details of what you mean when you stepping into the field and your eyes are open like, man, I really got to earn my time. Is it from the training sessions, the intensity of the coaches? Break it down for us a little bit.
It's everything. So when I first signed with Hoffenheim, the first few months they had me with the U19 team, and as soon as I stepped foot in that locker room with the U19s, they like, who the hell is this? Like, who is this guy coming over here? He thinks he's gonna take our spots. So from that moment, I was like, oh, whoa, yeah, serious. So I had to let those guys know I'm coming here to make a statement. Like I'm not some. They used to ask me all the time, why don't I play football and basketball? They don't know any guys that play soccer in America, and I'm like, my mission was to show them what we do. So within a few months, I was already out of there, and then that's when I was able to get up with the first team, man. And upon breaking into that squad, now you're playing with grown men from all over the world with loads of experience. And a few guys definitely did take me under their wing.
Okay.
And I already had, I had already learned the respect in my household, because in African culture, you got to respect your elders. So whenever the older guys took the time out of their day, they didn't have to be nice to me. I always would listen to whatever they had to say. Beiradi Bisevic he was super cool with me. Roberto Firmino was cool with me. That was one of the first guys I really hung with when I got up to the first team, even though his English was no good. Edson Brafai came later, Ryan came later, Obazi, but like those guys really did help me, and that's that's how that mindset really did help me get up to the first team level.
Soaking things up like a sponge too, man. Being humble, even at all the pedigree you have on the national team already coming through. You could have been big-headed, had an ego already, and a chip on your shoulder. But that humbleness had those guys, the older guys especially, put their arm around you and groomed you too, man. Love to hear that. What separates those guys like Firmino and the rest of them from, let's say, like an MLS player? We're going to touch on your MLS experience. You transition as well, too. But from your eyes then, what immediately stands out for you that kind of separates the elite?
Well, at that time, I would say the caliber of the MLS wasn't nearly what it is right now. But what would separate, like, a generational talent like Firmino from the rest of the guys is just their approach to the game every single day, not cutting any corners, how complete they are as players, not taking plays off, not thinking, oh, I'm too good to do this, I'm too good to do that, those guys we're here to get a win. That's what we're all trying to do. So nobody's taking it the wrong way if they made a bad pass and guys are getting up and I'm like, yo, come on, pick it up. You trying to, guys are like, oh, I got to lock in. Let's go. If we're under pressure, everybody's playing their role. Everybody knows their role tactically and they're performing to the best of their ability. It's a mindset thing. That's what separates the top guys, honestly.
The mentality, bro. And I'm glad you touched on that too. We're going to dive into a little more because I completely agree. And I think it's the same thing, man. It really starts here and we got to keep that right. And before you even transition to your loan to St. Pauli and Dortmund, but how did you as a 17-year-old stay here and grounded mentally, leaving your family and being on your own out there?
That stuff comes from the upbringing. My pops being a pro, he knows what a good player looks like, and he knows certain things. So whenever he would see me, starting to feel myself a little bit, just smack right back down, like, yo, chill out, man. You don't think you're not as nice as you think you are, man. There's other guys out there too. Between him and my mother, always, trying to keep me grounded and saying, yo, we're not always going to be there to get you out of certain situations or help you out. So
right.
With that in my head, I knew going overseas that I got to always remain level-headed. And, the guys that were over there as well, they didn't hesitate to keep you in mind. This is a different time in football, bro. Like, nowadays, young guys, they have big mouths.
True.
Like, over there at that time, 2010, bro, as a young guy, there were some days where I didn't say words, bro. I just go in the locker room, get my stuff on, listen to the music that's playing in the locker room, go on the field, listening to the coach, I'm listening to what the guys are saying. Whistle blows, I'll stay out, take a few shots, go in, shower, go home. Nowadays, you got young guys coming in the locker room. I don't feel like taking
Yeah.
Like, bro, shut up.
Yeah.
Do your thing first.
Bro. That part, man. That part, bro. I experienced that at Monterey some of the first times, and it was just mind-boggling. Even losing 6 in a row, not caring and coming through, caring about other things. I said, bro, what? Wow. We'll even I have my piece on that. We'll touch on that a little bit later, too. But, man, it's interesting how these times change, especially with social media playing some part in all that, too, So you go out on loan to St. Pauli. Talk to us about that. How did that get you ready for that time period before you got to Dortmund?
That was good because now I'm at a new team in a new setting. It's the second Bundesliga, but it's still high level. And now I'm not in the environment that had invested in me initially. Like Hoffenheim, they had their part in developing me. So they were like, the wind in my sail, so to say.
Yeah.
Now when I go out to St. Pauli, now it's like, you're fair game. You're over here now. So,
yeah.
We're signing you to come in and help us. So let's see if you can help us. So I really had to earn my stay over there. And those were my first substantial minutes of first team football, I would say. And it just got me accustomed to the game a little bit more, understanding my spots, understanding my movements, what I'm comfortable with on the field, and just giving me my confidence. Because after I had that first stint under my belt, then I really felt like, okay, I'm really ready for first team ball.
Right. And I mentioned that too because it's important for kids to hear to bounce back to get you back forward, almost like a slingshot. Everyone gets discouraged. Oh, I'm down a league. I'm going to a different team. The Hoffenheim didn't like me no more. But that fuels you, especially for the mental, especially if you're a dog and have that mentality and you want to get to X, Y, and Z places that you need to go to, man. It's important for people to hear that as well too. So I'm glad you touched on that. So you get to Dortmund. Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
on that. It's like, it's not like now, and I don't like being like, oh,
Yep.
back in this time, you know, it was like this, but like, honestly, there was a time where you really had to prove everything before teams were gonna just give you something. Now it's kind of a little bit different because the business structure has changed, and now you have the investment component where if we sign a young player, if they turn out good, then maybe we can double the sale or triple the sale. So now there's that incentive. But before, it was strictly about winning games. It was strictly about how is our club going to survive? How are we going to keep the stadiums full? How are we going to get the TV deals? You get that by winning. So the best players are really on the field. It's not oh yeah, he's young, so maybe we can invest in the future. It wasn't like that. So like me really wanting to earn my stay, I was like, I wasn't scared to go bounce down a league because I have confidence in my abilities, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm just gonna go down there, work hard, and when I do what I'm supposed to do, then I should end up where I want to be. And I had that in my head, and there was no doubt in my mind. Now, if there's a little bit of doubt in your mind, where you think like, I don't know if I go down here, that's when things won't work out.
Right. Maybe it is a little bit of the times as well too, because I had that same. We come from the same area. I had that same mentality too. Even when I bounced down from Philly to get back, had to try all over again, bro. It's like, this is what I want. This is what I got to do, and this is what I got to earn for my playing time too. Especially when you want to make it out too, man. That's a great point, especially for kids to hear nowadays who are caring about certain academies. Got to go this way to go to this route. My socials got to be like this to make sure I'm hearing this, man. It's discouraging a little bit to see what kids are going through a little bit right now too, man. So I'm glad you brought that up. So you get to Dortmund. Talk to us a little bit about your relationship with Klopp, and then just what makes him special for players, especially playing under his squad.
Yeah, so I get to, funny thing about that is like, after the loan spell with Pauli, I go back and like, while I was gone from Hoffenheim, there was like 3 or 4 different, I think that was a season where they went through quite a few coaches. Then I come back and the new coach wasn't really on me, and a few other first team guys. Like, he had sent a bunch of the other first team guys, like he had told them to leave completely, and then he moved me back down to the second team for like the first 6 months. Then I fought my way back up to the first team again, so I had a really good half a season with the second team. I think I scored like 7 or 8 goals in the halfway point. They brought me back up, and I earned a few matches down the stretch. So I played against Frankfurt, Augsburg, and Dortmund in Dortmund. And then at the end of the season, they were telling me like, yo, you're back in the fold, because they had heard that Dortmund was sniffing around. Like, oh, you're back in the focus now. Like, you sure you want to leave? And in my head, I'm like, well, first off, like, you got to brought me back here and you put me back to the second team, and I had to scrape my way back up. It's Dortmund. Like, I can't say no.
Yeah.
I told him, I was like, I want to make this step. Now, Dortmund came about because one of the coaches at Dortmund used to be at Hoffenheim. His name is David Wagner. He's also like half American. And he remembered me when I came there when I was with the U19s. He was the U17 coach. So they brought me into the office, and they said, look, we want to sign you, but don't get ahead of yourself. Like, a lot of guys come in here and think that they're just gonna play with the first team right away. You gotta earn your keep. And I was like, I don't care if it's
right,
whatever. Like, I'm not thinking any differently. I'm gonna come and earn my position. So after like 2 weeks of preseason, David calls me into his office, and he says, Klopp we told him about you. You've had a great first 2 weeks of preseason with the under 23s, and they want you up there now. So I go up there, meet him I actually fly into Austria, meet the guys, and yeah, man, star-studded. I think that was like one of the last few years where Dortmund really had a superstar roster.
Right.
It's like Aubameyang, Marco Reus, Mkhitaryan, Shinji Kagawa, Mats Hummels, Nevin Subotic, Schmelzer, Piszczek, Weidenfeller as the keeper, Großsport. Like, bro, it was insane. It was mad seeing this amount. Ciro Immobile, seeing this amount of top players in a locker room. But yeah, man, I was up for the challenge, and Klopp was really welcoming. He saw something in me. He saw, he saw the 1v1 ability, the change of pace, and that fit Dortmund's game perfectly. And, you know, he just gave me all the confidence in the world, man. And I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
How's he giving you confidence? Give us a little, you know, some details into that.
Yeah, man, like, I get up there and there's this drill where it's like a rondo on one side, and then there's a defender on the other side, or an attacker on the other side. So if I'm in the middle in the rondo, we're bouncing it. As soon as I kick the ball out or win the ball out of the rondo, the other guys on the other side are getting ready for a counter on the goal. And we're like at half field. So I win the ball, the two other guys go off on a counter, and then I hawk them. Boom. Save the goal, and then win the play. And like, when I say I hawked them, like they had a good 10, 12 yards on me all the way back. Clear it off the line. And Klopp was like, damn. Quick, man. Because he had just heard, that was my first training. He had just heard words. He didn't really like see me yet. And then, you know, the rest of that preseason, man, I was scoring goals. I was, you know, fighting. I was making it difficult for the defenders who were defending me because, you know, that first step, a lot of guys can't really deal with that. And he's just telling me, man, like 1v1, every time you get it in those certain isolated positions, just go. Just go. Not many guys in this league that are as quick as you, so you need to use that to your ability. And then when the season started, I was playing games with the second team, but training with the first team. And one of the first few games, I scored a brace, and he was there watching the game. Then I go back into training with the first team the next week, and he's like, yeah, I was at that game. I feel like you can do that every weekend. So from now on, you're going to be up here with us now. And I was like,
come on.
You know, they cleared out a locker, put my name in the locker. Now, you know, I was officially a first team player, you know, renegotiating with the agents and all of that stuff. Like,
wow.
So, and all that within a matter of like 3 weeks, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, it happened super quick. Wow. Then I'm to the point where I'm making the game day rosters like week in, week out. You know, we're going to Schalke to play versus Schalke, Hamburg, Freiburg. You know, I'm on the bench with these guys, and I'm like, what, 21, man? And
right.
Yeah, bro, it's just to travel. You're flying private everywhere. You got your own room everywhere you go. And it's not like you're pulling up to the game. You're pulling up to the game and there's mobs of people, bro. Mobs. This is like peak 2014 Dortmund, bro. Lewandowski just left the season.
Okay, yep.
Folks are mobbing the bus.
Yep.
Oh, mobbing the bus. I don't think a lot of people have really actually witnessed that, bro, because there's not that many teams that move like that.
Right.
That people mobbing the bus.
Wow.
Been out. You trying to walk through crowds of people. Even like if they had open practice, man, it's packed out. Yeah, it was wonderful, man.
Wow.
Great.
That, and isn't it special when you have a coach that rides for you, bro, and like puts his arm for you and supports you, man? Like you fight through a whole wall for that guy, you know what I mean? And like a lot of it's hard to find a coach in an organization that likes you and trusts you, especially in the program too, man. Especially at that height too, bro. So that's great to hear, man. And on top of this, you're on the first team with the national team, getting the caps, balling. Would you say the confidence from Dortmund transitions to that for the national team? And kind of like, just want to touch on a little bit, which kind of just lead into the injury a little bit at the time, because I know how that was when you were balling at that peak time with Dortmund coming through.
Yeah, bro, confidence was at an all-time high. I'm thinking, but then even still, like, I'm still thinking, like, I want more. Like, I'm making the team at Dortmund, now I want to start starting. Like, I want to start a few games now, you know? Like, I'm starting with the national team, but I'm like, I want to start starting for Dortmund. I really want to make my mark. Because when you're playing in a team like that, and you get a chance to start, it's so much different than playing on a bottom level team, trying to scrap, you know? Like, when you're playing on a dominant team, you're going to get the ball in the positions that you want to get it in. Like, your teammates are going to be able to find you. You're going to be able to show much different than you are at someplace else.
100%.
But yeah, just being held in such high regard, at Dortmund, and word getting around the world basically that, like, I'm knocking at that door. I was going into the national team, and Klinsmann was giving me the same feedback as well. They gave me the number 7 shirt, and he told me already, no matter what was going to happen, that I was on track to go to the World Cup with them. So I'm like, I'm definitely, like, me, I'm not even a cocky guy.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I can really do this,
Yeah.
That's what made the injury that much harder. That's what made it that much more difficult to cope with, because it's like, man, that stuff happened before I was really able to, like, go off how I wanted to,
Yeah. Bro, you gotta be honest with us too, bro. I mean, DMV has wanted to know on the outside too a little bit. At the height of this all, man, suffering that knee injury, how did you even recover from that mentally, bro? Share with us a little bit, dealing with the lows and then the highs that kind of got you through that.
Yeah, man, the lows were low, bro. The lows were low. And mental health wasn't really a big topic back then, so I'm like going through the motions and doing things on the day-to-day, not even like peeping the signs of depression.
Yep.
Keeping my crib dark, like I'm not opening the shades until like 2-3 p.m.
Yep.
I don't feel like going outside. I don't feel like doing nothing. I don't feel like going to rehab. And I'm just thinking I'm down in the dumps, but like, nah, it was more serious than that, bro. I was going through it, man.
Oh yeah.
I was definitely depressed, bro. Like those first, man, and people don't even, like, nobody knows this. You're the first one that'll actually tell this live. Like, I was going through a breakup at that time. It was like one of my first serious girlfriends. And I got that going on and the knee going on. Bro, I was going through it, man. Even me sometimes, obviously, I was staying prayed up for sure every day. But even then, sometimes I don't know how God got me out of that.
Yep.
Got me out of that rut. But I thank him for getting me out, because that could have been the end of everything. But yet I'm still here, able to play 11 years later, bro. The doc was telling me that I would never play for again.
Wow.
Doc said it's a wrap. The doc, he called me into the office, and like he paused for like a minute, which felt like a day. I don't really know how to explain it, because he knew who I was, and one of the fifth Dortmund was with me, and he was like, I don't really know another easy way to say this, but I think that that might have been the last time that you play, let alone at a high level. I don't think realistically that you're going to be able to get back to playing like that. And I could only bawl my eyes.
Bro, of course. Oh man.
Only bawl my eyes out, bro. Even the physio, man, she was like, dang, she couldn't believe, she didn't really know what to do either. Because like my face in my hands, and I'm going through all this solo.
That's what I was just about to say. Yes, bro.
Other than solo, bro. Like, we're not even in Dortmund at this point. Like, we're down in South Germany. We're a far drive away, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around everything, man. And it's damn near impossible, bro. It's damn near impossible, man. But I just thank God that it's weird to say I thank God it happened, but I thank God that I was able to get through, because I was able to find out who I was as a person away from the game. I was able to build a lot of character. I was able to build a newfound love for the game and refining my craft. Like, I always loved the game, don't get it twisted, but like this one, I was just grateful to be back and playing. And then, I started looking at it like, because when I after I came back, it's so hard to look at things differently, because you're coming from this level.
Yeah.
Hoffenheim, Dortmund, Pauli.
Yeah.
And after going down a level, and then even though MLS and all these leagues are super high level, I'm coming from this.
Come on.
I'm chasing that still. And sometimes my wife will be like, yo, sometimes it's not even good that you reach that high of a level, because like nothing will match up to that. You were chasing that, but like,
So true. So true.
That's how that was.
That's so true, man. I appreciate you sharing that insight, bro, because almost every ball is going through some injuries, bro, but it's how we persevere and get through them dark times, man, that kind of make you to a man. It's either make you one way, make you to this man, or it's going to break you so bad where you're done kind of thing, bro. And you're a testament to all that, man, still playing, still doing your thing overseas, now coming to the MLS. We're going to touch on that a little bit too, bro. But again, appreciate you sharing that insight, bro, because everyone needs to hear how you got through them tough times, bro. Appreciate that. You get to Duisburg, play a little bit, and then you decide to come home back to the States, FC Cincinnati. Why did you return, and what was it like for you after dealing with your European stints now coming to the MLS?
Yeah, so that was the revenge tour. I come back from my injury. I went down the third league for a season, bounced right back up to the second Bundesliga. I was getting some games in, made it back to the national team also while I was at Duisburg. So I was gunning for everything. But unfortunately that year, my team at Duisburg, we got relegated. And as I was at the national team camp, like, Burl Walter was the coach, and he was saying, like, yeah, why not, come? Because this was the time where they were calling a lot of MLS guys.
Right.
So they kind of packaged it like, yo, if you come back to the MLS, you'll be like a mainstay. So, and Cincinnati was offering some pretty good money at the time. And I was like, you know what, man, the league has grown a lot. I haven't been home in so long.
Yeah.
I was definitely getting homesick.
Yeah.
So I was, you know what? Why not? Let me go try this out. Because America had changed so much. I was more German than I was American at that time.
Right.
So I was like, man, I want to experience a different league. So that's how that came about.
Would you rate the MLS when you came through? How was your couple years there in Cincinnati?
Yeah, man. Like, the football culture is obviously different, but like the level of the players was high, bro. I would just say the only difference that I witnessed was that, that salary cap plays such a big role in the dynamics of the team, where if you're only allowed 3 DPs, like everybody's working for those 3 DPs, and the whole essence of a team is a little bit lost. You know what I mean? Because like you'll have guys coming out of college, or guys on the supplemental roster, and then you'll have 2 or 3 guys on like 2.5 million.
Right.
And then you'll have like your big guys that aren't actually DP, but like your TAM and your other like guys that come back from Europe that are on good money. But like the splits in the team causes a weird dynamic, I would say, and the relaxed culture was something different for me as well. It's like when you're in Germany and like let's say you're on the cusp of promotion, the city's buzzing, everybody's buzzing, people are coming to watch the practices, you in the newspaper, away games, home games, people are, crowding the bus. But then in MLS, you kind of lose that edge a little bit. It's like game day, but now game day is like you more focused on the fit. Like you got the weekend with the fits and this stuff and that stuff. And I was like, this is. It was weird for me. I'm not gonna lie, because like at that time Germany was still very much so like we out here playing footy, all the other stuff.
Right.
It's that like a fit check and stuff like that in Germany would never happen at that time.
Wow.
And then coming over here and seeing that, it was just a different culture. Not that it was bad or good. It was just different, and it took a little bit of time for me to adjust to, but like the level of the players was high, bro. That's
an interesting point, bro, especially with the relaxed nature. Not having promotion relegation creates this environment. The 3 DPs I think also hurt us in the Club World Cup, even Miami, Busquets, everybody's complaining about these DPs and the salary cap, because how can we compete against the rest of the world like PSG and them if you're only having 3 or 4 good players too, man? So that's a great point with that. Now in the USL, how do you rate the USL? How's your experience been in them 2 years?
USL is also good, man. You got a lot of good guys, because the benefits about MLS and USL, or what attracts people to those leagues is that a lot of people want to come live in America.
All right.
You know, a lot of guys want to come over, play footy here, or experience the culture. So that's why it's a little bit easier to recruit. Like, you can get a lot of these South American guys, you can get a lot of these European guys because they want to come live in Orange County, or they want to come live in Phoenix or Tampa or some of these places. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that definitely helps up the league's level. Yeah, you definitely have some good players now. Like, it's definitely a drop off on the organizational standpoint, and you know, the facilities and stuff like that. Those are some of the things that I feel like USL could do a little bit better with. And the travel's crazy.
Yeah,
the travel in USL is crazy. I can't even cap on that one, bro. Like, you fly in Southwest, connect, especially West Coast teams or East Coast teams to the West Coast or West and East, bro. It's like one flight gets canceled, your travel day goes from 5 hours to 20 hours.
Bro. Insane. They're too cheap with it still.
Yo, it's crazy. Like,
man,
we're not trying to stay in the airport all day the day before a game and then still be expected to, like, go hard.
And that's the part.
Bro, even saw in the Club World Cup, those European guys were like, yo, this is crazy. Like, it's hot. Like, we're traveling. Bro, that's what these guys are doing every weekend, man. Like, it's hot as hell down here. Then we got fly, connecting flight to Indiana or Pittsburgh, and then still expected to play the next day.
Brother.
That's a lot.
Time zones, all that, bro. Like,
jet lag. Like, it's not easy, bro. It's definitely a grind. Then you start to see how much guys in the USL love footy, bro. Like, guys love the game because you get tested down here. There's some days where I'm like, yo, this is too much. It's too much.
Hey, for real. It's the love for the game in that USL level, bro. I'm not saying about, of course, you want to make it out, do all of this stuff, but you really have to have that love and the passion to be even more than 2 years in the USL, bro. I appreciate you sharing that insight, man. I feel that same exact way. Hey, lastly, bro, give us the best 7-a-side squad of the best players you play with or against.
With or against Neymar for sure.
When was that?
Bro, this was with the under-17 national team at the Nike friendlies in 2008. After we beat Brazil the first time in 2007, we beat them 2-0. Then they were like, nah. They went back to Brazil and reloaded, bro. They went a whole different crop, and Neymar was one of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So, yeah, Neymar for sure. Lucho Acosta's in there. Roberto Firmino. That's 3.
3 attackers, yep.
Mkhitaryan, Gundogan. We need 2 defenders now. Mats Hummels. And Antonio Rudiger. Played against Rudiger quite a few times.
Keeper too.
Rudiger, man. That's the home, bro.
Yeah.
Because one of my first tournaments in Hoffenheim, he was still at Dortmund at the time. We played against them in the youth, and that tournament I won MVP in. And this was like, bro, within like the first week of me getting to Germany. And somehow, bro, I get back home to my guest mother's place, and I'm like at an internet cafe or something, checking my Facebook. And I get a message from somebody, and it was Tony. And he's like, bro, great tournament, man. That was lit, bro. You were really good. And I was like, whoa, man. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. Fast forward, we went to St. Pauli. We played Ipokal. He was at Stuttgart. Matched up there again. We remembered each other. Obviously, we were playing against each other. And then fast forward again, after I got injured, USA played against Germany in Cologne, and Jurgen Klinsmann called me up. He was like, yo, come with the team. Like, even though you're injured, just be with the guys a bit. And before and after the game, like I'm just sitting there minding my business because like I'm not trying to walk on the field in the crutches. Tony runs over to me again. He's like, "Yo, what's up, bro, man? I heard about your injury, man. I hope you feel better." And I'm like, "Damn."
That's love. That's real love, bro. That's for life kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? That's some things that's more, it's deeper than the game, you know?
For sure. Shout out Tony, man.
Give us your keeper, too.
Oh, my keeper. Keeper. It's a tough one. Hey, Peter Cech.
Yeah.
Cech, we played against Czech Republic with the USA.
Okay.
Legend.
Bro, mad love, my guy. We appreciate you hopping on, bro. This is an incredible episode. Footy fans, tap into my guy. Stay tuned with Vegas. They're going to do their thing, make playoffs. Check in with my boy. My guy, was an honor. We appreciate you joining the show.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me, bro.
Stop the recording real quick.
Recording stopped.
Yo, brother, that was hype. G. Nah, seriously, bro. I've always even wanted to know it since I've been legit about all them stuff, too, that you went through, too, bro. So this was a hell of a good episode, my boy. Mad love.
Thank you.
You going home for the off season?
We'll see, because I know my daughter's in school and stuff like that.
That's true.
And we've been going to the DC every winter, but this time we kind of want to go in the summer when it's nicer out. So I think we might skip the winter and go in like spring, summer.
Let me know, bro. I'm gonna be home too.
All right, for sure. I'll let you know.
Keep in touch with me, my boy. Ball out the rest of the way, all right? You already know. Mad love again, family. I appreciate you. Give the fam my love. Hey, we about to have our first kid, too, in December. Yeah, bro. Let you know that, too. We're about to announce this shit tomorrow, too, man. Crazy, bro. Hey, you're the first person I'm telling, bro. We're about to have a girl, too, man. So I'm with you right there, the girl dad, too, family.
Girls change everything.
Yo, I heard, bro. I'm hyped for it, though. Tell Pops and everybody for me.
Will do, bro. Thanks.
Alrighty, my boy. I appreciate you. Mad love. One love. That was hard.